Alright everyone, get ready, because we just got a massive information drop about Grand Theft Auto 6. Even though Rockstar recently announced a pretty significant delay for the game, pushing the release back, they still surprised us by dropping trailer 2. And let me tell you, this trailer, which was captured on PlayStation 5 by the way, gives us an incredibly detailed look at what the story is going to be all about. From what we've seen and what Rockstar has said, the game centers around two main characters, Jason and Lucia. The official word is that these two have always felt like the odds were stacked against them. But things take a wild turn when what sounds like a simple plan, an easy score, goes completely wrong. This incident throws them into the absolute darkest corners of what is supposed to be the sunniest place in America. They find themselves caught in a huge criminal conspiracy that doesn't just stay in one spot, but stretches across the entire state of Leonida. Because of this, they're forced to rely on each other more than they ever have before if they want to make it out alive. It sounds like a really intense partnership is going to be key to their survival. Rockstar also updated the official Grand Theft Auto 6 website, and there is now so much new information about the game, which as we know is set in and around Vice City. We got official bios for our two playable protagonists, Jason and Lucia, and even details on a whole cast of supporting characters we'll likely encounter. Let's dive a little deeper into Jason and Lucia. Jason Duval sounds like a guy who's had a rough start and just wants an easier life, but things just seem to get harder for him. He grew up surrounded by grifters and crooks. He even tried joining the army for a bit, maybe trying to get away from his troubled teens. But he ended up back in the Keys, doing what he knows best, working for local drug runners. The website hints that maybe it's time for him to try something completely new. Meeting Lucia could seriously be the best thing that ever happens to him, or the worst. Right now, it's hard to tell how that relationship will play out. Then we have Lucia Caminos. Her bio is pretty intense. Her father taught her how to fight as soon as she could walk, and life has apparently been hitting her hard ever since. Fighting for her family is what landed her in the Leonida penitentiary. She only got out by sheer luck, but it sounds like she's learned her lesson, and from now on she's only making smart moves. More than anything, Lucia wants the kind of good life her mom has always dreamed of since they were back in Liberty City. But instead of just fantasizing about it, Lucia is prepared to take things into her own hands to make it happen. She's fresh out of prison, ready to change her luck, and she's completely committed to her plan no matter what it takes. It seems like a life with Jason could potentially be her ticket out. Beyond our main characters, the world of Grand Theft Auto 6 is filled with a variety of other people. We've got Cal Hampton, who's described as Jason's friend, and another associate of Brian's. Cal feels safest just staying home, listening in on Coast Guard communications, while having a few beers and browse privately online. His motto seems to be, "The psychopaths are in charge. Get used to it." Cal is apparently content with being at the low tide of America and enjoys some casual paranoia, but his friend Jason apparently has bigger plans that might pull him out of that. Boobie Ike is introduced as a local Vice City legend, and he definitely acts like one. He's one of the few who managed to turn his time in the streets into a legitimate business empire that includes real estate, a strip club, and a recording studio. He sounds like he's all smiles until it's time to talk business, and he's focused on top quality cuts. While he might seem self-interested, he's most invested in his partnership with the young, aspiring music mogul Dre'Quan Priest for their label Only Raw Records. They're just waiting for that one-hit song. Speaking of Dre'Quan Priest, he runs Only Raw Records. Dre'Quan was always more of a hustler than a gangster. Even when he was dealing on the streets just to get by, his main goal was always to break into the music industry. His line is, "You're with the label now." Now that he's signed Real Dimez, it sounds like his days of just booking acts into Boobie's strip club are numbered, as he sets his sights on making a bigger splash in the Vice City music scene. Real Dimez are a duo named Bellux and Roxy. They've been friends since high school, and are described as having the savvy to turn their experiences shaking down local dealers into cold, hard cash through their spicy rap tracks and a non-stop social media presence. They are just one hit away from fame. They had an early hit single with a local rapper named DWNPLY that boosted their profile. And now, after 5 years and a lot of trouble, they're signed to Only Raw Records, hoping that lightning can strike twice. Raul Bautista sounds like a character you don't want to mess with. He's a seasoned bank robber with lots of experience, confidence, charm, and cunning. He's always looking for talented people willing to take the kind of risks that lead to the biggest rewards. He believes experience counts and a professional adapts. However, Raul's recklessness apparently raises the stakes with every job, so sooner or later, his crew will have to either double down or get out. Finally, we have Brian Heder, who sounds like a classic drug runner from the golden age of smuggling down in the Keys. He's still moving product using his boatyard with his third wife Lori. Brian has been around the block long enough to let other people do his dirty work for him. The description says he looks like a Leonida beach bum, moves like a great white shark. He's letting Jason live rent-free at one of his properties, as long as Jason helps out with local shakedowns and occasionally stops by for some of Laurie's sangria. But the game isn't just about the characters, it's also about the world. Rockstar released details and screenshots of the incredible places we'll get to explore across the state of Leonida, which is their take on Florida. Of course, the main hub is Vice City. It's described as everything in excess. While it's a long way from the 1980s, it's still the sun and fun capital of America. The city is set to capture the glamour, hustle, and greed of America. Each neighborhood has something unique to offer, from the beautiful pastel art deco hotels and bright white sands of Ocean Beach, to the lively panaderias in Little Cuba, the bootleg brands you can find at the Tishawaka flea market, and heading out to the VC port, which is the cruise ship capital of the world. Outside of the city, we have the Leonida Keys, the gateway to paradise. The dress code here is casual, and the bars are definitely well stocked. Life in this tropical archipelago sounds easy and relaxed, perfect for getting your buzz on and lounging in a deck chair. But be warned, you're right on the doorstep of some of the most beautiful but also most dangerous waters in America. The Grassrivers area is the welcome to the wetlands, described as the untamable jewel of Leonida. You apparently never know what's hiding beneath the surface of this ancient, sprawling area. While the alligators might be the most famous attraction, there are far deadlier predators and much stranger discoveries waiting among the mangroves. Port Gellhorn is where you live hard. This is described as Leonida's forgotten coast. It's full of cheap motels, closed-down attractions, and empty strip malls that aren't bringing the tourists back. But there's a new economy here, fueled by malt liquor, painkillers, and truck stop energy drinks. If you decide to jump on a dirt bike here, be sure to hold on to your wallet. Ambrosia is all about keeping Leonida sweet. Located in the heart of the state, this is where American industry and old-school values still dominate, no matter the cost. The Allied Crystal Sugar Refinery provides jobs for the area, while the local biker gang seems to provide almost everything else. And finally, we have Mount Calaga, the wild country. This is where you find room to breathe on the state's northern fringes. It's a national landmark near the northern border, offering prime hunting, fishing, and off-road trails. Deep in the lush surrounding backwoods, you can find hillbilly mystics and paranoid radicals living far away from any prying eyes from the government. Now, just to recap that release detail we mentioned earlier, Rockstar did recently announce a delay, pushing Grand Theft Auto 6 from the expected fall 2025 window to May 26, 2026. The official website currently lists the game for launch on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, which usually means a PC release will follow sometime after the console launch. It's interesting to note that the time between the first Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer back in December 2023 and this second trailer is 1 year, 5 months, and 2 days. Comparing that to Grand Theft Auto 5, the gap between its first two trailers was just a bit longer, at 1 year, 5 months, and 28 days. So there you have it. A detailed look at the story setup, the key characters, and the vast, diverse world we'll get to explore in Grand Theft Auto 6. It really sounds like Rockstar is pulling out all the stops to create an incredibly deep and immersive experience. If this breakdown got you even more hyped for Grand Theft Auto 6, please hit that like button. Share this video with everyone you know who's counting down the days until release, and definitely make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future updates and discussions about this massive game.